So a lot of you guys might know, but unfortunately, I am a Disney adult. I like going to the parks. I like Marvel. I grew up watching all the Disney movies. I would say I'm a pretty casual Disney adult, but Disney adults have been making news lately for things like harassing cast members, spending millions of dollars to live in the parks, going into debt to go to Disney. All of this makes me raise an eyebrow here and there, okay? But then I heard about this community of people that homeschool at Disney. These are not regular homeschoolers. I'm not talking about people that do Disney-themed lessons or people that dress up in princess costumes and do their homeschooling. These people literally take their kids out of normal school so they can homeschool their kids inside the Disney parks. And I needed to find out, what is the advantage? Why are we homeschooling our kids in Disney? So let's go. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys is what the Disney homeschooling community is and how they define themselves. And one of the ways they do that is like through these aura edits. That's like the best way I can describe what this is. It's these aura edits of why you should take your kids out of school and homeschool them at Disney. So here's an example of one. It's a vlog at Disney to Kendrick's They Not Like Us song. And it says, my homeschool kids, because while everyone else is at school, they're at Disney.
Now they not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
And then we have another one here, and it's a Michael Bublé song, And I'm Feeling Good. And it's just, again, another vlog of them walking around Disney. And the caption says here, do you know you can homeschool at Disney? Well, it's true. Who says learning can't be magical? From storytelling in Toy Story Land to Science Galaxy Edge, a Hollywood Studios is a homeschooler's dream. I just love how like the music and the way that these are filmed, it's giving like those thirst traps that like the alpha males do. I feel like I'm watching that one guy from your high school do like a money spread on Instagram to promote his rap album or something with the way these are filmed. But you know, instead of seeing a money spread, you're seeing like a spread of $20 Disney beignets, which honestly is a flex in itself. That's expensive as f. Then we have another aura edit. This one, the vibes are flowing, you guys. Poor homeschooled kids out here looking for what everyone says they're missing out on, and it's these Disney-themed pumpkins in a sunglasses hut. The Playboy Cardi beat over Disney pumpkin aura edits is something I did not have in my 2026 bingo card. Why is this aura edit going so hard? What is this, a look maxing edit? Oh, big deal. Clavicular got frame mobbed by an ASU frat leader. Meanwhile, we got Disney homeschoolers out here fun mogging all of you public school peasants. Now, at this point, you might be saying, damn, Disney aura edits be going hard. But what exactly is Disney homeschooling? So I want to show you guys this creator on TikTok. Her account is called Most Magical Homeschooling. And she describes really well what Disney homeschooling is supposed to be and what are the benefits of teaching your kids at Disney.
This isn't your average curriculum. It's geography with arepas. It's science with butterflies. It's emotional growth through Disney stories. It's homeschool made magical. Why do we homeschool at Disney World? Because research shows kids learn best through play, stories, and field trips. And Disney is all of that rolled into one. We're not on vacation 24/7, we're intentional. We talk to cast members, we journal in lines, we learn about culture in Epcot. And yes, sometimes we just play. In those moments of play, they build connection, confidence, and curiosity. The magic isn't just in the parks. It's about how we experience them. Research shows kids learn best through storytelling. And Disney does that better than anyone.
So what I'm getting from her videos here is that kids learn from stories, play, and field trips. And so because Disney does the best stories, is the best field trip, it in turn means that Disney is the best place to teach your kids. Now, I don't doubt that kids learn through stories, play, and field trips, right? Like, Disney stories are great for learning morality things, like you're still special even if you have curly hair and wear glasses, or it's okay to be gay if you're a side character and it's only kind of implied. But how is that relevant or comprehensive enough to teach a child all the things they need to know, even for young kids? But she does try to answer these questions that we all have by putting up this video. And this is the list of things that she claims kids learn by going to the Disney parks, all right? Practicing new languages, the water cycle, botany, biology, marine biology, zoology, physics. Me when I lie in my resume. LinkedIn influencers describing their internship working at McDonald's on LinkedIn. Guys, I didn't just fry the fries. I negotiated our supply chain between vendor and consumers and raised stakeholder wealth. We're not just going on roller coasters and getting autographs from mascots. We're learning about zoology and physics. I'm not even trying to be mean here, okay? But like, bitch, I need you to be so for real. Like practicing new languages, geography, culture. These are all supposed to be like the Epcot learning points. What do you mean practicing new languages? Oh yeah, my kids learned to speak Chinese going to Epcot. And they ordered their crab rangoon with a slight Chinese offensive accent. And this is my favorite one. Budgeting. Bitch, don't piss me off. Oh yeah, our most magical day in the park equated to the cost of a PS5 and the weekly grocery allowance for a family of 4 in Idaho. And this is kind of the point I wanted to get across in this video, which is that this is not homeschooling. We're not talking about homeschooling. I know there's tons of reasons why people homeschool their kids, but the point of Disney homeschoolers, according to Disney homeschoolers, is that Disney amplifies. Disney is like the core of the homeschooling experience for the kids. It somehow makes it better. It immerses them more, right? And that's the part that I'm not 100% convinced on. So of course, the next thing I want to show you guys is what does Disney homeschooling really look like on a day-to-day basis? So I want to show you guys multiple of these day in the life, a typical school day at Disney for multiple creators. So this first one is at Epcot, which all of them tend to say is like the most educational park. And the reason why is because Epcot has like a space part to it. And then there's also World Showcase where they have like 11 different countries where they recreate some of the structures. They have different types of food, different types of like gift shops and stuff like that. Okay, let's watch this all the way through and then we'll discuss. While we're doing this, I want you guys to keep track of how much actual learning goes on in this day, okay? There's just a lot to unpack here, okay? Let's take it from the top. So the first lesson they had was a science lesson where they learned about space by going on this ride called Mission Space. And this is a science fiction ride where you fly to Mars with tons of inaccuracies like putting you through a hypersleep or flying through a meteor storm around Mars, or that there's a human station on Mars that you can go to. I'm giving this science lesson a 0 out of 5 points because you learn as much actual space facts from this as you would watching one of the prequels from Star Wars. And then they do their history lesson by going on this ride and they saw this 1980s animatronic of a printing press. And then when they got off the ride, then mommy pulled up a Wikipedia page and read facts off to them. I'm giving this ride a whopping 0 out of 5 points. One, how is this relevant for kids of that age range? And two, I don't think that watching these animatronics that haven't been lubed up since Obama was in office was a significantly better way to learning about the printing press than reading about it in a book or watching a video on it. Usually kids these age learn things like, I don't know, like the 50 states, the presidents, US history to an extent, usually taught by a balding middle-aged white guy that wears a golf shirt every day. But instead at Disney World, we get to listen to mommy rattle off Wikipedia facts while eating $20 beignets. And then after that, they have another science lesson by going to the butterfly enclosure, which I'll give them 2 points out of 5 because, you know, fair enough. But then they also go to Figment's science ride, which is just a dragon singing Cocomelon-esque songs about imagination. And for that, I'm giving Figment a 0 out of 5 points because you dead ass would learn more about science from watching one of those trap version of the Cocomelon songs than you would this dinosaur. The only science that Figment could possibly teach the kids is what sleep paralysis can look and feel like to the body. Because literally, what is this creepy ass dinosaur? Bro literally looks like the anti-woke version of Barney. Now, these next lessons is probably my favorite part and arguably the most important part of a young child's like schooling experience, which is social skills and responsibility. And for those lessons, we have hugging Pluto for social skills, learning patience by waiting for this dumb mother to sign their autograph book, and responsibility for holding their backpacks with snacks all day. Right away, I'm giving this -3 points. -3 points. Social skills is not hugging a mascot that is paid to be nice to you. That's like saying you're learning social skills by sexually harassing ChatGPT. Social skills is navigating being the one horse girl that also plays the clarinet in the 3rd grade. Social skills is navigating that your nickname is now George because you got pantsed one time in gym class and everyone saw that you had a W Bush, all right? Like that is what social skills is. And I guess my real favorite time of the day is mommy time. Bitch, don't piss me off. The whole day was mommy time. Like let's be so for real. Well, okay guys, congratulations. That was a full day of learning at Disney. I think that it is very telling that there is such little amounts of educational opportunities at Disney that you guys are dead ass trying to justify Disney homeschooling by showing us that butterflies exist, visiting space and countries at Epcot, and this 1980s animatronic of a f***ing printing press. Like, that is the best you guys came up with? Like, I get that 7-year-olds don't need crazy curriculum, but like, these Disney parks are just simply not enough to provide any education past a surface level. And that's why it feels like all these lessons are just shoehorned education on top of mommy's Disney days, you know? Like, look, it's all fun and games when they're like 7 or 8 years old and it's sufficient enough to tell them that space exists and that butterflies exist, okay? But what about when they're like 10 and they actually start having to learn deeper topics? How are you guys gonna spend some magical Disney story about Long Edition or something? If mommy had one mimosa before breakfast and a second one after lunch, how many mimosas did mommy drink? Like, how are you guys gonna teach your kids about World War II, for example? How are you gonna spend a magical story about that? What, they go to the Star Wars pavilion and they're like, well, there was a guy that was like Darth Vader in the 40s, but he had a mustache. Like, is that how we're doing this? Okay, here's another day in the life of what it's like to homeschool at Disney. Again, we're gonna watch the whole video through and I want you guys to count how much education actually happens during this day, okay?
2.5 years ago, I convinced my husband to move us 500 miles so that I could be a stay-at-home Disney mom, and here is how our life is going now.
Okay, I'm sorry that I paused so quickly, but Damn, bitch. Now that is a true high value woman, all right? You bitches are out here obsessed with getting princess treatment, wanting your man to get you flowers and a Birkin. This bitch was able to convince her man to move 5,000 miles so they can live within the Disney parks, so she could be a stay-at-home Disney adult mom. Bitch, you know that cookie good. That's all I have to say.
7:30 a.m. My daughter is already in her full princess gown. She is only 3, but she definitely has a very big personality, and that is a princess personality. Now, I did just make breakfast, and the kids actually ate a lot of it this day, but it was time for a second breakfast, and we are heading to Disney for a very special item. It is only August, but here in the Disney community, Halloween starts in August. It is a very big deal, and they released the ghoulish beignets at Port Orleans French Quarter, which is cookies and cream beignets. They are heavenly. Port Orleans is one of my favorite resorts to visit. They have one of our favorite playgrounds. And it's these moments and these days that make me so grateful that we finally made the leap. We came home, we made lunch. Quick and easy is definitely my go-to right now. We got a very sweet surprise. My husband came home for lunch. I got my baby down for a nap, and that is when we do our homeschooling. My oldest are only 3 and 6, so it really doesn't take long, maybe about an hour, and then we always end our day with a craft. Now, whether it's a Disney park or a Disney movie at home, we are definitely a Disney family. We turned on Beauty and the Beast. That has always been my favorite. It's also becoming my daughter's favorite, which is so special. I did a quick little outfit change. My husband got home, and Fridays are our family night, so we typically do go to a Disney park. I've said this before, but we definitely try not to eat out during the week unless it's at Disney. We save our money all week so that on Fridays we can have fun money. We ate dinner here, and then we watched the fireworks from the parking lot.
Okay, so congratulations, you guys. We just got through another day of Disney homeschooling. All right, now I want you guys to answer me, how much time did we spend actually learning stuff today? An hour. We spent an hour doing vague schoolwork, which is mostly crafts from the way that she was filming this, right before we watched Beauty and the Beast for probably the 2 millionth time. Now, this is another type of Disney homeschooling that I feel like is very, very popular, which is that you do some of the coursework before you go to the parks and like between going on different rides at the parks. But then going to Disney is what immerses them into the subject matter. If that is all true, what exactly did we immerse the kids in today? Like what, we learned about the life cycle by eating the ghoul beignets? Okay, I also want to show you guys this next girl. Now she's doing her full day of homeschooling at Animal Kingdom. Again, I'm gonna play this all the way through, and I want you guys to count how much time is spent actually learning, okay?
So what I mean by a homeschool day in the parks is just that. We bring our books, we bring our supplies, and we do school within the parks. For this day, we started by looking in the Rainforest Cafe, checking out all the toys, and going right outside to this quiet little area and doing our first lesson, which was math. After about 15 minutes, it was then time to go in and explore the park. One of my favorite things to do throughout the school year is to utilize the Wilderness Explorer program here at Animal Kingdom. The best way to describe the Wilderness Explorer program is it's a scavenger hunt where your kids learn information about animals and get a badge in return. After exploring the park for a little bit, we went over to the baby care center, and no, it's not just for babies. This is a great area to have some lunch and enjoy a little bit of a show and AC. Use this time to get a little bit of art done where he did a sketch of Jack the Skeleton and some coloring sheets. After leaving the baby care center, we went over to Harambe and rode the safari, which was walk on and was amazing. With the safari done, we then went to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail to go and find the gorillas. My number one thing when doing a homeschool day at Disney like this is to prep your kids for the experience that it's going to be. My sons knew that today was not going to be those days where we rode all the rides and got all the candy and all the toys. Don't worry, we still have so much fun. After completing our reading cards and our course book, it was then time to explore the boneyard for the very last time before it goes away. And just like that, our day is done and we're heading home.
All right, guys, another full day of school at Animal Kingdom. I want you guys to count how much time was actually spent learning. They did 15 minutes of math when they were at the Rainforest Cafe, and then she also sprinkled in some flashcards and some workbooks in between them playing on the playground and stuff. So I will give them an hour and a half, 2 hours. I feel like this is my issue with like Disney homeschooling, is that the core of their belief system is that putting kids in a place where gorillas exist or where physics exists with roller coasters and stuff, like that immerses them and they learn about those things. Like There has to be an objective. I mean, like with the definition of what they call educational, you can make anything educational. Like what's the difference between going to Disney for 6 hours a day and having them play Fortnite 6 hours a day? We learned about econ playing Fortnite. Everyone was unemployed, so like we learned about unemployment. Today's unit study is about the civil rights movement while playing Fortnite. Because we want him to learn all the racial slurs that someone could possibly say. Guys, why don't we just immerse our kids at Hooters? We learn about anatomy, the boobs, okay? Business, the prices, culture, the immigrant cooks in the back, and we do math flashcards in between waiting for our wings. Perfect day of school if you ask me. I also want to show you guys this video here. This mom is doing her homeschooling session when the Mandalorian comes up to her and interrupts them.
They're doing school, Mando. Tell them to get good grades.
Bruh. The Mandalorian was he was judging her. This is the face people give me when I tell them that my husband is white. Okay, the pure judgment. And that kind of brings me to this point I wanted to make that I feel like none of the Disney homeschoolers have talked about, which is that we're trying to homeschool kids in a park that's meant to distract them. Like imagine trying to learn about Abraham Lincoln and they bring out the thickest version of Mrs. Incredible with her silicone BBL wobbling to and fro. A common criticism for Disney homeschooling is what we've been saying this entire time, which is how does Disney really play a part in homeschooling? Like does it actually help kids learn? And this is a video by the most magical homeschooler that I mentioned previously, and she does a lot more videos like teaching her kids with flashcards in between rides, journaling around the parks, using Disney themed books to learn things. Like she does a better job at like actually documenting the type of learning her kids do at Disney. And this is kind of what she has to say to the criticisms about Disney homeschooling.
So what do I mean when I say I'm a Disney homeschooling mom? Well, that's the question, right? So I will create curriculum based on what we are going to be doing that day at Disney World. So I will create unit studies to further their learning. So there are so many different ways to learn at Walt Disney World. Sometimes we will actually bring our curriculum from home. Sometimes we will build unit studies based on what we'll be doing that day. Because we live a few minutes from Nikki's backyard there, we will just hop over for a few hours during the week and we will learn from people that are from France. In the France Pavilion in Epcot, for example, we will study an invention and history when we will go to the Carousel of Progress. I love getting to give my kids the gift of experiences and learning through experiences. So my 5-year-old, for example, is completely comfortable going up to anyone from any country in the world and having a full-on conversation with them and learning from their culture and from their experiences.
Okay, yeah, you know, we don't need to do that. We don't need to go up to random people and have your 5-year-old kid ask them about where they're from. Guys, you know her ass is the type of mom that would hold up the whole taco line because she needs her kid to order the tacos in Spanish.
And while yes, if we go to the Italy Pavilion in Epcot, for example, and we try to learn about Italy there, we are not going to get the same experience as if we were actually traveling to Italy. It is a lot better than her just reading it from a book.
This is another issue I have with these Disney homeschoolers, is that they always make the parks seem like they're this extraordinary cultural hub for learning. Like there's these museums and teachers everywhere that's trying to immerse your kids. This is a Disney princess theme park in Orlando, Florida. So this is the Italy Pavilion that she's talking about, okay? There's a gift shop, a restaurant, gelato, and a wine bar. Like literally you would learn more about millennial wine mom culture than you would Italian culture from going to Epcot. What, her kid's gonna spend a whole day in the Italy Pavilion and her main takeaways about Italy is that there should be bottomless breadsticks everywhere. Mickey gift shops everywhere, and she learned the word doggo. A doggo, a hobby. Like that's the Italian she's gonna learn. This is kind of what I was trying to say this entire time, which is that if your justification for being a good homeschooler, teacher, mom, is that you do all of your Disney homeschooling outside of Disney, and even when you are at Disney, you're doing it in between the experiences, like at that point, what is Disney actually doing for the kids' education? Like, why brand yourself as a Disney homeschooler and make these aura edits about being a Disney homeschooler and whatnot if all of the actual learning happens outside of Disney? Like, I guess the thing I'm really trying to get at here is that it seems like Disney homeschooling doesn't actually exist. It's just some wet dream influencer type fantasy put out on the internet so that all the other Disney adult women can watch this and, you know, daydream about raising their family inside of the Disney parks for some reason. A lot of these women do end up putting their kids back into school at a later time, but even if you were to do that, it's still a very big transition for that child. Like going from your social skills being hugging a mascot paid to be there, and your science lessons is you get to do a Jedi fight with Kylo Ren, to having to put up with these terrible teachers that are depressed, going through their third divorce and kind of creepy. Like, imagine the jarring difference between those two experiences. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your feelings in the comment section down below, especially if you're a teacher. Let me know your feelings, and I will see you then. Bye.